My God, he wants to be petted. He doesn't want to come in the house, but he loves to be petted. Loves it. His sister had a litter of kittens. We're going to talk to you today and tell you there's no bird flu, and that you shouldn't be killing chickens, that anything that presents as a flu is really just a bile dump. It's a mismanagement of bile in the animal or human. So what we need in our diets is soluble fiber, right? And less vitamin A. Less vitamin A in our diets. And none of those pokey things. Concoction. Well, this is Stefan, and he told me Stefan the kitty. It's a rainy day still. Not earlier. Park. Our raincoat. Just sitting out on the porch right now. And this guy is just eating up all this love and affection. And his nails are just biting into my legs. He yells. Man, down there. Stefan. Stefan, that's right. Anybody would love to get home to this. Right after the other. Like I say, he doesn't like to go inside. He's more of an outdoor cat. Inside for a little bit. So maybe he can be converted. But then he goes to the door and he cries, wants to get out. I try to get our neighborhood cats to be used to humans so they can be adopted. So I was listening to Tim Truth on Rumble, and he was talking about how government's forcing these farmers to kill all these chickens because of bird flu. And I'm here to tell you there's no bird flu, and it's the symptoms of a flu are simply the accumulated toxins of your liver spilling out like a toxic dumpster into your blood and making you feel real sick. That's what our view of a of those symptoms people call a flu. It's just secondary toxic bile acids coursing through your veins, and it makes you feel awful, just awful. And there's no there's no vaccine that can fix you from it. It's just something that's going to happen, and it's really because nobody's taught you how to manage the bile that comes out of your liver, and nobody's taught you the importance of eating a low toxic intake in your diet, and your detoxification pathways have gotten clogged and backlogged, and now you're paying you know you have these kinds of symptoms like a flu or something, uh, you're paying the toll of not having taken care of your body over the years. So, um, what are some things you can do? You can do oxidative therapies, ozone, chlorine dioxide. Maybe even there's a protocol for something as simple as food grade hydrogen peroxide, a couple drops in your water, maybe. A couple drops. Don't drink the fluid itself. It's like highly concentrated. I mean, if you don't do these things right, you could do a lot of harm to yourself. So go and find some place that actually teaches this stuff and learn it. You know, buyer beware. Let's check the chat room and see if there's anything going on there. Nothing. Oh. Anyway, this is a big thing. Anyway, I heard some news. I'm not sure if it's true, but you can research it yourself. I think the World Health Organization has failed in their attempt to do a treaty among the nations, and that's terrific news to be celebrated. Um, but we must keep a watchful eye, keep on them, and sometimes they make it seem like they're defeated when they're not. So just keep an eye out on all that stuff and see where it goes from here. But it's time to start discrediting the medical establishment, particularly on the issue of vitamin A. Find all the fifth graders. If you've got a grandson that's in like fourth or fifth grade, have them do a science experiment for extra credit in the class. Fund it. Have them grow a couple generations of hamsters or gerbils. Use Thomas Hay. There's a type of hay called Thomas Hay, and you can use that to feed them. It has no vitamin A in it, as far as I know. Got to verify that. And have them do several generations of hamsters in the class, or gerbils, whatever, and prove that the animals can still see, that they're happy, that they are healthy. If you can do that with about probably 3 or 4 generations of these rodents, you can prove it. Your child will be aware that the $1 trillion-a-year industry worldwide to fight cancer is a fraud. And it's all based on this misassumption that vitamin A is an essential nutrient. It's not an essential nutrient, I speculate. And this test would prove it. Grant Jenner started doing this experiment and was having great success until the lady who was taking care of the house froze the poor critters out, I think, or they overheated in the garage. Uh, and met their demise. May they rest in peace. Thank them for their happiness, happy lives they led, and they were getting no vitamin A, and they were doing great for several months, I think. But the key is to go through multiple generations, because a parent can poison its child with just the toxicity that's in the parent's liver. I think this is leading to Alzheimer's. I think this is leading to autism in our young children, all kinds of mental disorders, and man, it's just messing things up. I was doing some research in the store, talking to AI about these proteins that carry vitamin A safely through the body. Retinol binding proteins. Retinol binding proteins. And some of the like. And I found one called TTR. And I think that TTR helps with the retinol binding protein somehow. And maybe these were in the milk products before the 1970s. And then something happened to them when the pasteurization process started. There's a correlation you might look for that began in the 1970s of chronic kidney disease, and it happens. It didn't exist before then as a thing in medicine, and then just suddenly in the 1970s it pops on. So maybe there's something in the raw milk that helps us handle retinol better. Milk itself has a lot of retinol in it, so that's a problem. We try to avoid it. What typically happens is they pasteurize it and then they take the fat out as well, and then they put retinol back into the milk. And something's unnatural about this. I think it's causing a lot of research needs to go into it. A lot of research. Let's see, we've got chats. Stin 1974 says hello, Joe. Well, hello, Stin. Glad to have you listening to Baker's Remedy Report. It's a show about bringing harmony to the world through economic innovations, health tips, and increased awareness. It's brought to you by Forgiveness Capital, which is my little project to save the world. And we champion the infinite value of each one of us through financial instruments that bear the value of forgiveness. We seek to make markets for these instruments through cryptocurrency exchanges. And we'll see how that goes. It may take a while, right? Your patience, please. Let's check in on Stefan. He's lying here and just honestly, he probably doesn't sleep. You gotta capture that moment of the replays inside and keeps them safe from that cutie. Stefan. Yeah. Let's see. Well, that's what I wanted to get off my chest today. See what happens. Everybody would be wise to learn about toxic bile theory. You might type it in as a hashtag and learn about it. If you're into rabbit holes, you can binge watch all the lectures over at where? On YouTube, Nutrition Detective. Dr. Garrett Smith talks about it, doesn't he? He's after my phone. Hold on. I'll never forget when Woody the cat died. He was dying, and I was holding him in his arms. I don't know. I moved him away. He didn't like it, and he bit my thumb just as hard as could be. Uh, yeah, I miss Hoodie. He became a real lover of a cat. Let's see, we got well, that's Stefan the cat, and that's our update for today. Hope you have a great day. There's more people coming in. We're just warning people about this whole thing and calling a bird flu or something and making farmers kill all these chickens. It ain't true. And these flu symptoms again are just people not managing their bile right. You need to have more soluble fiber in your diet, less vitamin A, none if possible. And, some oxidative therapies might help if you get the feeling that you have. But go slow with it. Well, that's my 2 cents. We'll upgrade it to 10 cents. Appreciate the likes and subscribes. And if you can, if you'd like to become a subscriber, it would just make me so happy if it's within your means to do so. If not, just enjoy the show. And I think we're creating value by disseminating important information. Um, that's all the reward for me that I need. And somehow, if you can like the show, something like that, that your endorsement um, means a great deal to me. And it's hard to say how difficult it is to be slow going in building up a following. I've probably done 500 shows, and I mean, there's probably 200 of them where I've had like two people, on live. Maybe 5 or 6 shows where they've, you know, gone above 100,000 views. It's very rare, but keeping keeping the channels open, I feel is important. It's important to have people of my persuasions and knowledge to have platforms like this. And I'm streaming on TikTok, Rumble, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. Those are the ones I can afford right now. And There's some other platforms I'd like to do more with. But I think I'm doing pretty good. I'm not live on TikTok right now, but I did a broadcast earlier today on there. Remedy Report. I'm all over the place. Remedy Report. Joe Baker's Remedy Report. Oh, here comes Ella the cat. She's been food. I'll get you some food. She's eating dry food that's gotten wet. All right, folks. Thanks. We'll see you later. Keep smiling.